So remember that they're changing my voice. This is my official stance on the system of sadism. The official title is "The System of Sadism is Not a Healthy and Functioning Democracy," Part 9. We're on point 18. The assembly of evildoers that dominates America and the world thinks that all the attractive females should not follow and obey me. Okay? They think that all the attractive females should follow and obey them. While one unattractive female, okay, should sabotage me on their fucking behalf. Okay? It goes back to the wordplay, right? Set. The demon Set, right? The devil Set. One of the names of the devil is Set. Settler, Setup, right? Zeus is Set, is the devil, what have you. This throws fuel on the fire that burns them and their offspring's souls. So again, the assembly of evildoers that dominates America and the world thinks that all the attractive females should follow and obey them, while one unattractive female should sabotage me on their fucking behalf. Okay? And that's pathetic. And it goes back to the wordplay, right? Settle, right? To get them to settle for somebody, right? And settle down. And this throws fuel on the fire that burns them and their offspring souls. Okay, point number 19. Society needs to admit that whites, Jews, and LGBT people are basically pre-screened and desensitized and bred to be indifferent to the evils that come from European cultures. Now you might say, do you excuse fucking me? There's every race, okay, has that kind of problem, generally speaking, basically. Okay, if you're black, you're bred to be indifferent to, well, depending, if you're bred by black people as a black person in some black country with no European interference, and your culture was evil, then you'll be bred to be indifferent to the evils that are coming from that culture. So we see with white people, the history of Europe and so on and so forth, history of America, history of the Western world, we see that they screen out people like the Romans, like the English feudal lords, the French, the Germans, you name it. They screen out people, and they throw people in the meat grinder. And they say, next, they say, are you willing to be evil and pretend that wicked people are ideal? Yeah, okay, he can live. Next, are you willing to be evil and accept that wicked scoundrels, that to accept the despicable deal with the devil, that you're going to pretend that wicked scoundrels are ideal? He says, no, throw them in the meat grinder. And they did that for thousands of years. Okay. So obviously, there's evils coming from various locations. And it's stupid to expect somebody who's righteous to not be appalled at the history of these things. Okay? They just threw countless white people, historically speaking, let's say time went fast, right? Let's say history went super fast. So you just threw countless white people into the meat grinder for not conforming to the governing class's will until all the good ones are basically gone. And you expect me to not be like, oh my goodness, you people are sick, you're evil, so on and so forth. On a spectrum, right? Because that's the reality of the situation, right? The way, the truth, and the life. And then you did the same thing to other races for hundreds of years at least. Okay? And now it's just me. And my dad is, is blameless and so on and so forth. Okay? And that's the true story of Christ coming back. That's the situation. You're not supposed to be appalled? Not supposed to point to people according to their deeds? Are not demons described according to their nature? Point number 20. The president of Harvard resigned for close to nothing compared to the things that I'm talking about. But the pre-existing social orders were not resigned in spite of their evils. Think about it. Their evils are more numerous than the grains of sand on the beach. Their evil thoughts, their sins, more numerous than the grains of sand on the beach, as their spirits surround me as I'm the gate to the holy city. Point number 21. People who are under 40 are from the generations that are the biggest failures in human history, other than the old folks who are in charge right now, okay, in that worldly and despicable sense of the word. Okay? Now these generations, they're just bred to be failures. They're bred to fail. They're bred with no hope. They talk shit about each other. When I was younger, people generally speaking weren't talking shit about their own generation. It didn't happen. Like, it was unheard of. These guys are like, oh, our generation sucks. I mean, it is pretty bad. Okay? But people keep breeding the way they're breeding. Oh, let's keep doing it this way. Let's do the same thing, but worse. It's stupid. Now, what is the solution? Well, first of all, you need to acknowledge the problem. That's part of why I build up to this thing. The problem is that there's certain types of white Jews and LGBT people that kind of run the whole global system, more or less. Some Asians somewhere there, but they're usually crypto Jews. What have you? These are the guys that run like the world. Okay? Some of them are more conservatives. Yes. Those liberals, right? Those uneducated worms. Oh, gender neutral. Yes. Pronoun tripping. Oh, yes. Okay? And some of them are more like, oh, okay? And there's a spectrum. These guys represent all the Western cultures that you see and all the token minority cultures that you see, and they form the thug cultures and every other culture but mine and me, and because of my kingdom's not this world. Okay? That's the problem. It's not the solution. You don't run to Lex Luthor and Prince Humperdinck, okay, and King George and goes, yes, it's about time you people came on your fucking knees. Yes. Honey, you're wisening up, yes? You want to come to the high ground, to Noah's Ark, if you will. Okay, you got to use your heads.